Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Tutorial, Understanding and Resolving Merge Conflicts, Part 3 of 3. In this final part of our tutorial on merge conflicts, we will focus on how to effectively resolve conflicts once they have been identified. We'll go through the steps of resolving conflicts using a code example and best practices for avoiding future conflicts. Recap: what is a merge conflict? A merge conflict occurs in version control systems, like Git, when two branches have competing changes that cannot be automatically reconciled. This typically happens when two developers modify the same line in a file. One developer deletes a file that another developer is trying to modify. Example scenario. Let's assume we have a simple project with a file named app.py. Two developers, Alice and Bob, are working on separate branches, feature Alice and feature Bob, and both make changes to the same line in app.py. Here's the initial content of app.py. Step 1. Simulating the conflict. 1. Alice creates a branch and modifies the greeting function asterisk. In app.py, Alice changes the function to. Then she commits her changes. 2. Bob creates a branch and modifies the same line asterisk. In a separate terminal, Bob creates his branch. In app.py, Bob changes the function to. Bob commits his changes. Step 2. Merging and encountering the conflict. Now, let's say Alice wants to merge her changes into the main branch. Next, Bob also wants to merge his changes into the main branch. At this point, Git will throw a merge conflict because both branches modified the same line in app.py. Step 3. Resolving the merge conflict. When you try to merge and a conflict occurs, Git will mark the conflicting file. You can check the status using. You will see a message indicating a conflict in app.py. Open the file, and it will look something like this. The head and ======= markers indicate where the conflicts are. The code between these markers represents Alice's changes, while the code below the ==== represents Bob's changes. Step 3.1. Choose a resolution strategy. You have several options for resolving the conflict. 1. Keep Alice's changes. 2. Keep Bob's changes. 3. Combine both changes, if appropriate. Step 3.2. Edit the file. After deciding how to resolve the conflict, edit app.py to reflect your chosen resolution, for example. Step 3.3. Mark the conflict as resolved. After editing, save the file and mark it as resolved. Now you can complete the merge. Best practices to avoid merge conflicts. 1. Communicate with your team, regularly discuss changes and coordinate on features to minimize overlapping work. 2. Make small commits. Smaller, frequent commits can reduce the chances of conflicts and make it easier to resolve them if they do occur. 3. Pull changes frequently. Regularly pull changes from the main branch into your feature branch to stay updated on changes made by others. 4. Use feature flags. Implementing feature flags can enable you to work on features without merging them into the main branch until they are complete. 5. Review pull requests. Encourage team members to review each other's code to catch potential conflicts early. Conclusion. In this 3-part tutorial, we covered the basics of merge conflicts, how to identify them, and the steps to resolve them effectively. Understanding and managing merge conflicts is crucial for collaborative software development. By following best practices, teams can minimize conflicts and improve their workflow. Additional resources. Pro Git book, https://git-scm.com/book/n/v2. Atlas Xian Git tutorials, https://www.atlasxion.com/git/tutorials. Git documentation, https://git-scm.com/doc. Feel free to ask if you have any questions or need further clarification on any of the concepts.